tried so many different ways in Indianapolis with veterans, and it just hasn't happened for them.
Yeah, and it's time for Chris Ballard to go out, rip the Band-Aid off, go out and get your quarterback. And with Shane Steichen, with the ability for the quarterback to use their legs, it seems like we're going to go Anthony Richardson here.
Yeah, look, he's just too good of an athlete. He's just too good of a thrower. Just watch the Texas A&M game from last year. You'll see everything that would make Indianapolis want to take this young man right here.
One would assume we're about to see the future of quarterback play in Indianapolis selected here in this draft. At this moment, we've seen 2 quarterbacks go off the board in the first 3 picks. Are we about to see the third? Here's the commissioner.
With the 4th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Anthony Richardson, quarterback, Florida.
Wow. They go Richardson. A lot of upside and a lot of work to be done for a young man who grew up right there in Gainesville, Florida. Only started 13 games in his college career. The one everyone remembers was the opener in September when he ran for 3 touchdowns in a wild upset win over Utah. The rest of the season filled with some highs and more than a few tough days. The measurables, the size, the speed, the arm strength, Mel, all of it off the charts.
Yeah, he can either make your draft or he can break your heart. But I think with his running skills, he's going to be ideal in terms of a dual-threat quarterback who's going to go into the NFL and right away be one of the top 3 to 4 running quarterbacks. Will the accurate passing evolve? Because at collegiate level at Florida, with only 13 career starts, which in itself is a big red flag.
Yes.
13 career starts only. The accuracy, the missing of layups, easy throws. I know he had some drops by the Florida receivers, but against Utah, he was amazing. Talking about that first game, September 3rd, he's at 71%, 106 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. He looked like the #1 pick overall, guaranteed.
Awesome.
Next week against Kentucky, he goes from 71% to 40% with 6 carries and only 4 yards rushing. Kentucky contained him. I think they overmatched him, and he looked a little confused in that game. So for Anthony Richardson, they got a lot to work with here. You got about 6'3.5", 244 pounds, 40.5 vertical, and 4.4 speed. You see the size, you see the speed, the power, you see an amazing running threat. Will his accuracy evolve in the NFL and develop into a quarterback you can count on to make the throws necessary? We'll see what Steichen can do with Anthony Richardson.
Well, and if you think about in Indianapolis, they got Jonathan Taylor, all right? So they're going to be able to run the football in that quote-unquote 6-back offense where you can run the ball downhill. But how can a guy who's 6'4", 240, who runs 4.4, not be the #1 pick? You talk about the 13 starts. There are accuracy issues. He has to get his footwork better. That way he can complete the football down the field. And talking to the coaches down in Florida, Greeny, they simply said he hasn't played enough football. He hasn't seen enough from schematically from the defensive side of the ball. The more he plays, the better he's going to get. But will they have the patience in Indianapolis when he struggles to continue putting him out there on the field? They didn't in New York with Zach Wilson. Will they have it with Anthony Richardson?
Well, see, that's just the thing. They don't have to put him out there on the field right away. You can go ahead and play Gardner Minshew if you want. You can go ahead and play Nick Foles if you want. You need to take care of this the right way. You need to take care of him the right way. Look, he reminds me so much of, during my time in Philadelphia, of Donovan McNabb as far as being big, strong, physical. The way he whips the football out of his hand and can still throw the football. I mean, he has elite, and I'm talking about elite mobility inside the pocket and outside the pocket. He can throw on the run. He can go ahead and break your heart. You saw the 60-yard touchdown run against Texas A&M. He has 4.4 speed. I mean, Donovan can do the same things when he was at Syracuse. He can do the same things when he was at Philadelphia. You're going to tell me that doesn't look very similar? Those big, giant hands, 10-inch hands, 10-and-a-quarter hands, just waving the ball all over the place. He can do both. And when you're talking about arm strength, when you saw Anthony Richardson throw the football at the combine, or when you watched it on TV as far as his pro day, this ball, it's like he's throwing a Nerf ball. It's like he's throwing a kid's ball, man. And I've watched Donovan McNabb year after year in Philadelphia throw the football. And I'm telling you, with those big, giant arms and big forearms that he had, the ball just flew out of his hand. It was effortless. He'll work on his mechanics. He'll get his mechanics down, and he'll be able to increase his completion percentage. But this is a perfect pick for them. They need to be ecstatic in Indy.
Subway, Susie with Anthony Richardson.
Anthony, in the lead up to the draft, you talked about visualizing what this night would be like. We saw you come to tears as you were about to hug the commissioner. What was going through your mind?
The journey starts now. I finally got picked up by a team. I know where I'm going. Shout out to Coach Nason for embracing me, but, we got to work, and it just all hit me at once.
And So much about this night is thanking those who helped shape the journey. And there's an image tattooed on your right arm. Tell everybody what Jobin Lane means to you.
You know, first I want to thank God. You know, He the one who even helped me get to this point. You know, helped me get to this spot right here. My uncle, you know, he introduced the game to me. And I just feel like I had to get the tattoo to stamp him for the legacy. You know, so I appreciate him, and I want to thank God and my family.
He'll be looking over you now as the quarterback of the Colts. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.